So the opening week of OSRS's new skill is coming to a close, and we can safely say it has gone swimmingly for the likes of Fast 07, Asian Grinder, and the Negative. Big shout out to those guys for being the first 3 players to get to 99. Personally, I was rooting for Heavy Pisser, even though he seems to have fallen off the last day or so. Overall, I've been trying to keep tabs on the faster XP methods as people discover them and what is good while they go for the top. Of course, that doesn't make me an expert in the field by any means, but I do have some tips to hopefully make your sailing experience as smooth as possible. These have been compiled from watching streams, asking people in the community, or simply watching things that pop up, so I don't take credit for any of these, but I simply wanted to shine some light on a few different methods for those of you that don't have all day to sleuth the OSRS social medias like myself. So for tip number 1, it's to make sure that you're doing all of your seat charting as you can. This is going to be filling up your captain's log, and it's going to add up to a ton of XP. So even though this XP is just a one-time drop only, they can really add up to well over 690,000 XP total once you've done them all. But don't get ahead of yourself, as if you go out and try to do these right away, you're going to get stuck because some of these are behind certain level requirements or boat requirements. Make sure that you can even go to that area before you do, because if not, you might end up sinking yourself. So as your boat levels up and you level up, make sure to upgrade it with the new proper equipment. If you are able to fully discover 70 of the Cs completely, then you're going to unlock a special item that gives you 2.5% more sailing XP, extremely similar to other skilling outfits, and this just goes on your boat. So make sure to get this sooner than later if you think the 2.5% is worth it. So speaking of leveling up your boat as soon as possible, that is essentially going to be tip number 2. Moving up in the world of sailing can be tough, but it honestly has some great rewards. So as soon as you can unlock a new port or a new ship upgrade, I'd recommend making that your priority. This can give you access to new waters. That means new captain's log stuff. That also means access to new tasks. As you unlock new tasks or new ports, this can mean higher rates of XP per hour. So that means that whenever you level up and it shows that you can get a new keel, hull, or boat station, at least check it out and see if it would mean more XP or new methods. And this is the same with tasks. So as new ports can give you access to better FedEx missions, hunting missions, and there are even ways to safe spot some of these beasts during those hunting missions. So make sure to check them out as they pop up, as that is going to be a really great way to level up. So that leads us right into number 3, which is more or less a combination of a few different things. This is honestly my recommendation for a really smooth sailing experience, especially in the early levels from 1 to 30. There's not a ton of things that you can do from 1 to 30, especially anything that has a really good XP rate. So I'd recommend making it as smooth, natural, and fun of an experience as you possibly can. So because of this, I'd recommend trying to do your captain's log sea charting while you have port tasks going on. You're going to unlock new port tasks, new upgrades for your boat, and you're going to be exploring the sea a lot in this early time. And this is honestly going to be how you can do it all the way up to 99 if you really want to. Early on, it's not going to be the most XP, but you are going to have a pretty chill time getting a task, going out, exploring new things, charting new things, and trying new stations as they show up on your boat. And then you're going to go back to the port and do it all over again. Now, this isn't going to be the most XP early on, but if you keep doing this, eventually you can see upwards of 40k, and I've even heard people at the top end getting over 80k an hour by going from port to port and doing tasks while also trying to chart the seas in between. So while some of those XP rates are definitely not bad, they're definitely not the highest, so if you're looking for a smooth gameplay experience, then maybe give this a try. And so for tip number 4 is to try to take advantage of your boat companions. And I'm talking about XP. So once you do unlock access to your boat companions, then you can add them to your boat and they can help you in a wide variety of tasks for you. And they can do anything from taking down enemies with you to bringing up salvage. I've seen players showing off having 2 companions bringing up salvage at the same time, leaving the player to nearly AFK while their friends bring up fresh XP. This isn't going to lead to rates worth bragging about or anything like that, but if you have a busy life and want some XP in between diaper changes, then look into salvaging, and this is really going to make the most out of your boat companions and the many ways that you can customize their XP getting potentials. Now for number 5, I'm really just going to try and break down what I've seen to be the best or a few of the better options for getting from 1 to 99. So for 1 to 30, like I mentioned, there really isn't any great way to make XP just purely as an XP making method. So because of that, I would just spend this time to try to find out what you like, upgrade your boat as you can, and at 15 is going to be a big break point where you do get salvaging, and of course 30 is another one because you do unlock Barracuda trials. So in between those, I'd recommend just trying out a few things, doing that method where you get tasks, go out into the ocean, maybe chart a little bit, do a few random things, and try your best to make it a smooth and great leveling experience, because it's not going to be the fastest. But trust me, once you do get into the higher levels, it more than makes up for it, as you're going to be looking at rates of over 150k if you're doing the Barracuda trials past level 70. And speaking of Barracuda trials, once you do get to level 30, then you can start the Barracuda trials. This is honestly going to be the best XP method from, sadly, 31 to 99. It really doesn't change. You will get better, you will unlock new courses, but there's only 3 courses really, and it is pretty much just that. You are going to get pretty good XP rates, even as much as 80k pretty early on once you're in Jubbly Jive. And once you're able to get into those later courses, you're going to be able to see XP rates as high as 150 or even 180,000 XP an hour by doing Barracuda trials. Just make sure you really get down the technique for dodging certain things and picking up other things, and really just charting the best course in order to get the fastest time. It's nice because you can either make it as sweaty or not as you want to, so you can get more XP, less XP, or just have a fun time. That is going to be by far the best method that I've seen, and I even saw Bodhi on his stream talking about if he could do the skill all over again, he would just, as soon as he unlocked trials, just do that from 30 to 99. It might not be the most intriguing or exciting, but it is going to get you some pretty good XP rates. If you're here for not just XP rates, then you can try a few other methods that I saw. So this next one is going to be really as sweaty or as chill as you'd like it to be, since it is technically the AFK method. Now this is going to be talking about salvaging once again. Once you do unlock the 2 adamant salvaging hooks, you can have 2 of the same station. You can send a companion to one while you man the other, and this yields over 35,000 XP per hour based on what I saw. This does assume that you're dropping salvages, but like I said, you can optimize this a few different ways. You can either put 2 companions on there and sort through the loot yourself if you want more loot. And also you can make this even better by bringing your own plank sack to put the planks in, log basket, chisel if you want to break down any gems you find, and tackle box if you want to cut up the fish and keep some of the parts. This is going to save you a lot of storage and also get you XP and other skills while you're doing it. So it's going to be a nice thing if you're not already max. It's really up to you on how much you want to optimize your salvaging journey. And also, while I haven't seen the heights of this next and final XP method, I did want to mention it so you can give it a try. And that is going to be 1.5/2 tick salvaging. I've seen a few people do it with some pretty good success, and I know you can get decent XP rates here, but you're not going to be beating trials. So if you do enjoy Barracuda trials and racing, then probably just go and do that instead. But if you are an enjoyer of the more intensive clicking XP methods, then I would definitely give this a go, as not only are you getting loot, but you're also getting XP at the same time. So those are going to be the main XP methods that I've seen from 1 to 99. But like I did mention earlier, you do have the option for going around charting the seas and doing tasks in between all this. And I've seen people get pretty good XP rates there from 50 to 80k depending on your level. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and there's a few tips for everyone here and there. Now I know this isn't going to be super surprising for some players, but if you do have any tips yourself along the way, make sure to throw them down below, as I'm sure a lot of people are still looking for fresh or fun ways to explore OSRS's newest skill. So I appreciate your time, hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time.